Target audience interview, Simon Dafty. Have you seen many war films, and what was the main focus in the film?
I've seen most of the classical war films, some based in Japan and some based in Europe, and most of them were on specific events, but were fascinating in that they were telling the history of exactly what happened and the suffering that people went through during the conflicts of war.
Do you think that having a personal point of view in the film would make it more impacting?
No, somehow I don't think so. I think that just the general fact of war, and for us to put into perspective what our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents all went through is a testament enough to say that it was a horrible thing. So
you'd say what would interest you more to go and see would be a film that was based on personal achievements or general facts?
Probably general facts, although you can then relate that to personal achievements or personal situations with grandparents or members of family that have actually been involved in conflict. But I think it's important with history to actually understand what it was all about, why people went on and had incredible suffering, and also the outcomes. And the outcomes, of course, reflect on where we are now.
Okay, so what kind of facts do you think that I should involve to make my film hard-hitting?
I think the facts are why were perhaps so many people put through such pain and suffering, the thousands and thousands that died during any of the wars, World War I, World War II, or obviously on the Eastern Front as well. So I think whilst personal elements will come out of it, because you can always single out one particular man, and I'm sure there are films where it is on a particular personal story. I think to me it's more about the general conflict, the number of people involved, the number of casualties, the number of deaths, the number of people who've come out of it with stress, with injuries, with amputations, and basically how they're having to adapt to a new life.
Okay, so in my film I have facts about medals and people getting medals. Do you think that this would be something that might interest you?
Medals are definitely a reward of bravery, of serving your queen and country, or king and country, and therefore I think it's a very irrelevant part. There are many men who are exceptionally proud of the rows and number of medals that they've got. Some of them, of course, are given by the royalty in recognition of serving in a particular conflict. Others are bravery medals, others are perhaps long service medals, but all of them are very relevant to the person who's actually achieved them.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.